Welcome to the Wager Makers Podcast with Webb and Smitt.
Brick by brick, baby. I'm freaking out, Webb.
I was told there'd be no man. Stupidity's going to be an asset. What a bunch of crybabies.
Hello, my name is Steve Smith, and this is Rob Weber. Say hey, Weber.
Hello. What's up, Smitt?
What up, buddy? I'm Smith. That's Webb, and we are the Wager Makers, and this is the Wager Maker Podcast. Thank you all for joining us. So excited, man. This is episode number 61, Webb. 61.
61. Lucky number 61. Time flies, Smitt. This was an easy one and a hard one at the same time for number 61. I came up with Josh Beckett, pitcher from the Florida Marlins, not the Miami Marlins, before they moved, where they became the old colors, like the teal and the black, with the Marlin logo. So, and then he signed a big deal to go to the Red Sox, I think, after that. But I think they won a couple of World Series down there. So, and he was a huge part of that. It's kind of a short-lived career, I guess, but did get his money. He got his ring. So, you got to give it up to him just based on there's really no one. I don't think there's anyone else who ever wore the number 61, actually.
Right. I actually had to Google this one, so it come up with Josh Beckett. Obviously had a good couple years. Really dominating pitcher for the Marlins during that World Series time. He was the MVP, actually, of the World Series, I think.
Yep.
That they
he was
won.
good,
So,
no doubt.
Fair enough. Good pick. But I had no idea. I had to Google.
There was no one. Yeah, I didn't know
61.
that one.
And that might happen again for 62, 63 until we get, I don't know. There's probably some 64s out there.
64, I got a couple.
Right.
Yeah. But I think I remember seeing a couple of other ones that made some sense for the next. That was by far the hardest one, I think. 60 61.
61. I'm sure there's some great offensive linemen out there at some point that wore 61, but I don't know. So
yeah, I don't know. Maybe 66 too. There's some tough ones coming for sure.
Right. Like it was such super easy in the 50s. Now in the 60s, it's
yeah. I had 3 or 4. I had at least 2 or 3 on every number since we started almost. So
all right. So all right, Marlins. Hey, speaking of the Marlins, my Marlins are hanging in there, Webb. I got that $50 play for them to win the World Series. They started out hot. They cooled off a little bit, but they beat the Braves yesterday, and they're up. I think they're up 2-0 tonight on the Braves. Though that's that's a big. That's gonna be $12,500 for my $50. I'm banking on that shit now. That's
a must.
Need some winners. Need some big winners. So super excited, Webb. Had my fantasy football draft last year. The league I've talked about many times that we all get together once a year. Awesome, great time. You'll be happy. I have the Cowboys kicker. I have Zerline on my roster. I'll be rooting for a lot of field goals by the Cowboys.
That was last year.
This year. Dak Prescott got picked in the first round right before I picked. So I was almost going to take him. I was picked later in the first round. I was going to take him. But all that means, Webb, is we're one day closer. This is it. It snuck up on us. It's football.
Tuesday. Yeah,
football season.
We had real live college. I'm like 3-1, 4-1 on college bets so far.
I went with the Mormons last night, the BYU.
That was easy.
I felt bad. That was so nice.
I almost felt bad.
So nice to be making picks at fantasy football, having a few pops. Your team's kicking ass on the TV up there. It's like old times.
Started, yeah. That was crazy.
Oh, so it's great. Mike
had
Sullivan
Army the other day, right? That's what we
had Army.
Had Army. We had a couple other games. So yeah, and then I had
Marshall in a big blowout.
Yep. I had an under, and then we lost the other one. When we couldn't, we were 2-1 that day, but I had an under the day before, I think. So 3 or 4-1, 4-1, I think. We
got to start getting them back. I dropped the ball a little bit on the. We could have got a good start on the college with the. SportsWatchMonitor.com. I don't think I entered those first couple games in there. I've been trying to get this shit going. So, all right. So, Mike Sullivan of the Fantasy Football League said that we don't talk about them enough. I said, hey man, you got to start listening, subscribing. But he also wanted me to tell you that he thinks you look like Sheldon on the Big Bang. That's where you watch the Big Bang. The Big Bang Theory. Sheldon's like the real smart guy. So maybe that's what it is. He thinks you're really smart, so he's like that reminds you of him. Yeah.
Isn't he real skinny?
Yeah. A little tall and lanky, but all people can see is your face,
Right. Handsome man, that Sheldon. Handsome man.
Good looking guy. So, that's it. I mean, and you're watching these games, like it started off last week with just something like Southern Miss and South Alabama, I think it was. Yep. And then Army played, Navy played, BYU. This week coming up, we got your Tar Heels, we got Clemson, we got a few games coming up this week coming up. What must the Big Ten and Pac-12 be thinking right now? Watching these dirt teams, playing football. You telling me the Big Ten couldn't get this thing together?
figure it out. They don't. And there's no way you're going to argue to me that those players are less healthy. It's not healthier for them to be in that controlled environment where they're tested. I think they said Navy's testing every other day, and BYU, I think they said last night they were testing every third day. So, and they're in their little bubble, whatever you wanted to call. I mean, it's ponderous. I can't get over it. I don't know why they got to have a lawsuit. If I'd be beside myself if I was a fringe, a junior and a fringe first round pick and play myself into a first round money. Come on, man. That's bullshit. At least make it optional. Let the kids who want to play. I don't know how to be. And then it's this nonsense of starting in November.
What good is that?
What the fuck does that make? Right. So again, once we kick this off rather this weekend, they're really going to be sucking wind.
Right. Because people are going to be watching this shit.
Oh, hell yeah. It's going to be a hoopla.
SEC football is 1 week later. In a week from now, there's going to be SEC football. There's going to be Alabama playing, LSU, Georgia's going to be playing.
Not only that, they're going to be playing each other, which is even crazier. It's going to be like monster games. The whole country is going to be on fire for it. What's week 1? Georgia and Auburn? Oh, that sucks. I mean, come on. It's crazy.
As if the SEC didn't have better recruiting already compared to the Pac.
They're going to die.
12 and the Big Ten when everybody's going to be watching this shit. Everybody.
I mean, the Pac-12 is, I don't know what. I mean, they'll get some kids from Cali, I guess. And the Big Ten, they do get that little.
The ones that they get now, the ones that can't make it to the SEC.
Right. Or for the dudes that they can't, got to stay home for some reason. But and then the Big Ten too, they're going to get the same kind of guy. And they'll get transfers, dudes that don't start. The same thing like Justin Fields. That happened with him. And you're going to see more. What you're going to see more and more of is the dude Chase or guy who opted out. You're just going to start opting out and going.
Yeah.
Training for the pros. That's what's going to happen. You're forcing them. You're giving them no choice.
Yep.
You're making them decide between academics and millions of dollars. It's unfair and it's a fucking losing race.
Yep. I don't blame anybody for walking away from this.
Hell no. But what if if someone came and told my kid, oh well, Google's calling. Here's $1 million contract from Google. You want to go to college? Now we're good.
Yeah.
The fuck out of here.
So I'm kind of
stupid.
Yep. I'm actually kind of surprised, with all the shit that's been going on with sports and the side stories and the back stories and everything else. I was a little bit like waiting to see how football comes around and got my tickets taken away from me, all that kind of stuff, and no fans. Also, man, I'm super excited. I didn't know how I would feel once it came around, but goddamn, I'm ready, Webb. I'm ready.
I was college football, NBA, hockey, switching, Mets, Yankees, MLB Network. I'm
almost ODing. I'm almost ODing on sports right now. It's too much. I got too much now. Went from nothing to too much.
Right. We're from KBO at 4:30 in the morning with one eye open to I got 6 fucking channels working.
Right. From the time I wake up in the morning now, there's something to bet on. You got to be really good to make it through this shit.
Action going on early morning too, and then Thursday through Sunday we got the golf. I got everything happening. Morning to sun up to sun down.
Oh, gee, it's like exhausting by Sunday night. You're like, what's the total? What's the total? I'm fucking exhausted.
Right, how'd I end up? At the time, I got to go back. What'd I bet? Fuck.
Right. All right. So, but I'm just super excited. We got a big show tonight. We're going to go through all the NFL teams, the over/under totals, just like we did some of these other sports. Also, I mean, we got games. We're going to talk about Thursday night's game, big Texans and Kansas City, and then all the games on Sunday. But also, Reb, we got into something new this year. We got called out by Bohannon. He says even his chickens. Damn, I said it. I'm gonna call it chick picks because I want to get the Me Too people all pissed off because I'm calling them chicks. Right. I mean, like the chick picks. We got to beat the chick picks. Chick picks. But the kicker is it's Jacksonville chickens. It's not chicks. It's chickens.
Poultry.
Right. Poultry. Buffalo wings if they don't get their fucking act together.
Right. Well, that's what they're gonna be. You're gonna be frying them up.
So what we do is I got some football helmets, Webb. And they got some food by the football helmets. So the chickens we got the big matchups. Every week we're going to do the big matchups. So this week we got
5 games.
The Thursday night game, the Saints in Tampa Bay, which is like the prime time afternoon national televised game. We got Cowboys and the Rams, which is the Sunday night. We got the Steelers, and then we got 2 Monday nights this week. Steelers and Giants and the Texans and the Titans and Broncos. So the chick picks, that'll be the chick picks for the week.
All right, that's 5.
That's we got if we lose to chickens.
Chickens.
We should probably wrap this up. We should probably shut it down.
Name. Yeah, change the name.
So we'll get to that in just a minute. Real quick, want to go over a couple things we got going on. Football season starting. We got our Survivor pool. The links are on our Facebook page. I'll have them up there again. The Facebook talk page, the group, and the Facebook our page. I'll put them up on Instagram. I'll put them up on Twitter tonight. Survivor pool on the website as well, on the Survivor pool. If you have any questions, you can email us at thewagermakers@gmail.com. Get in there. The winner gets $300 now, right? Well, we said $250 last time, but it's gone up because of who? Nick Perrone.
Nick Perrone is going to kick in on a sponsorship. We're going to do 2 pools, right? We're going to do the Survivor pool. Winner of that, no money required to enter. You do need to subscribe and like and tell everyone that you know to subscribe and like to the Wager Makers podcast. And then the winner is obviously going to be one winner at the end. If we get down to it and there's a couple of guys left or there's a tie, we'll figure out something to do to kind of break it. Winner gets $300. 3MN Technologies. Excuse me, MN3 Technologies is Nick's company. MN3 Technologies is our other sponsor. So we're going to do $300 for the Survivor pool, and then we're going to do a straight, pick the games with the spreads, and then highest winner who gets the highest number of picks each week. We'll keep it tallied. Everything will be tallied. Obviously, you can follow it along, and the winner of that at the end of the season is going to get $300 as well from the same Wager Makers podcast, and then MN3 Technologies, which is Nick's company. That's he's sponsoring the other $50 for that. So thank you very much, Nick, and that's $600 on the line for nothing more than just subscribing, liking, and like I said, spreading the word around.
Yep, and just want to remind everybody, look, this is free to enter. All you have to do for these 2 contests, and I'll have all the links up on our social media tonight, tomorrow, Thursday, going into the week. Just like our YouTube page, subscribe, share, all that kind of stuff. Right, that's all you have to do to be eligible. You don't have to pay anything, and it's going to be $300 payout at the end of the season for whoever for each pool.
Great, $300. $600 will be paid out come whatever it is, January. Whatever that week after the final.
Right.
Plus, we could throw in some Wager Makers swag, some gear.
No doubt.
So we got some koozies, hats, T-shirts.
See if you can beat us. See if you can beat the chicks. See if you can beat us.
Yeah, that's right. Throw it in there. Anything. And then also reach out if you have anything for a particular game. Anything. Shoot the email, whatever. Hit Smitt up on the Facebook, whatever. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to talk about it. We'll get back to you ASAP. We've got people calling about the MMA and stuff like that. We get back to them as soon as we can, and we will definitely shout you out. So get in on it. Spread the word. The football season is here, people. It's for real.
Yep. While we're on the pool and everything, want to get everybody up to speed one last time, or not one last time. We'll mention this all the time. One of our other partners, Thrive Fantasy. They got $50,000, Webb, in guaranteed prizes for the first round of the NFL this week. They got a $10K contest for the NFL's opening Thursday night game, and they have $20,000 for NFL Sunday and $10,000 for NFL Sunday touchdowns only competition. All kinds of stuff. Don't forget, when you sign up for the Thrive Fantasy, use promo code WagerMakers. Okay, promo code WagerMakers. It's not case sensitive, anything like that, and they match your stuff. I think I was getting this wrong earlier. I said they just match $20. If you put $100 in, they match $100. And if they got some other match,
is that right? I thought they just matched 20.
I got that wrong. I found that out today. So look, get on there for $100. You get $100 free dollars. Thrive Fantasy. But get on there now. Let's do it. And then so just to give you an example, right? We're gonna help you out. If you have some questions about the Thrive Fantasy, please reach out, thewagermakers@gmail.com, or message us on Facebook or any of that stuff. So Webb, they got just an idea of what things they got Thursday night, because some people are nervous about like they're gonna be asking you crazy questions or doing weird stuff, but it's as simple as this, right? You pick over-unders on certain things. So just for Thursday night,
it's a one-game thing. You're not locked in for a season. It's not trades. It's a one-game, one-day.
You bet $5 for that game. You bet $10 for that game. You can use your $100 plus $100 to cover you for the whole season if you want.
Right.
You know what I mean? You don't have to get in a $100 game. You get in a couple of their contests that have big $10,000 payoffs for $5.
Guaranteed money paid out. Like we're going to guarantee $600 is going to get paid to somebody or 2 people at the end of the season. They're guaranteeing whatever that 10 grand or whatever that number is getting paid out regardless.
So I was looking at the site today, and here's just a few examples, Webb, of just some of the things. So it's not some out of the board wacky shit, right? So the over unders are Patrick Mahomes over under 310.5 yards.
Passing yards, yep. On Thursday night game only. So that for that one game, you just peck over and over, and you can go anywhere from $5 to
right.
Whatever.
Well, you'll pick a list of these, but this is an example of how it's based. Like
how
certainly anybody, you don't even need to know football. You'd have an opinion about this. You know what I mean? So, and then another one is Tyreek Hill over under 3.5 receptions. Yeah, I mean, couldn't get more basic than that. And then Travis Kelce over under 70.5 receiving yards. That's the kind of questions. That's the kind of questions you go down and answer.
Right.
You know,
well, that's
like
the wagers. Right.
It's not some crazy thing. Are they going to call a toss power sweep on a 3rd and 3 shit? Whatever. I don't know. I don't know what a difficult football question is, but those to me. And hey, if you're asking me, I like the overs in all 3 of those.
You and me both. Sold. You're going 2-1. You're going 2-1.
Our buddy Scott Wheatley had a good line on Facebook a couple weeks ago. He said life's too short to bet the under. I agree 100%.
There you go. Now, Smitt, what is it? Thrive Fantasy Sports, right? THR.
Thrive Fantasy. Just if you Google Thrive Fantasy, it'll pop up.
Now, but you can't play in New Jersey.
RIV. You can't play in New Jersey. You can't play in Louisiana. But there are, a whole bunch of states that you can. So they let you know. They let you know right off the bat when you try and start
right.
it.
It's like a proximity thing. If you ever gambled online with AC or whatever, you got to put your location services on if you're physically in New Jersey. But you could hop over to New York. Scott's in Arkansas. We do a lot of stuff with him. So
just don't forget. Go to Thrive Fantasy. Wager Makers is promo code. So get on that. All right. So let's start out. We're going to get to NFL in a second, and we'll get to the chick picks. We'll get to the prime time games. But let's just look over Webb. Have you looked over we got college football coming up this week too. Did you look over some of the NCAA games real quick?
Let's go through them. Let's bring them up.
There's only a few. Your Tar Heels, the early game, 11 a.m. Central Time here on Saturday. They're laying a bunch of wood down to Syracuse. I know the Tar Heels are better under Mac Brown this last year or two.
They are.
Syracuse sometimes puts a good fight. It's a conference game, right? ACC.
It is. I think that quarterback left for Syracuse. He was hyped. What's his name? Del Negro, something like that. But he's gone. I do like Dino Babers is a good coach, I think. Yeah, 22.5 we have here. It's in Carolina. That really doesn't mean anything, I guess. Carolina's got a bunch of pros on the team. So how is that going to translate? I'm not sure. 22.5 seems that's a number, especially for North Carolina. That's both ends, both feet in the deep end of the pool there. I don't know. There's going to be other stuff to bet on. I think gun to my head, I'd probably take the 23 on the buy there.
And I wanted to get this out right now, Webb. I'm changing my ways. It's the first season starting. Season start right now. Well, I guess I say this, but I think I won 3 favorites. I think Marshall was a favorite, laying a bunch, and so was Army. So was
They were all
the
favorites.
other game.
Right.
They were all laying a lot. So SMU was the loser, but there was a couple games I was laying a lot, and but I am committed to taking more points this year, Webb. Committed. Absolutely committed to take it.
Leave it when we see it.
When in doubt, I will be taking points. So if I am forced to pick this game, I like Syracuse.
Well, actually, that's probably going to be the only one on at that point, right? That's the early game. Yes, 12 o'clock.
Okay.
So that is a must, probably. All right, so we're going to take the points there.
Yep. And then for us Louisiana folks, I always love the Ragin' Cajuns, but Iowa State's obviously a very good team, ranked in the top 25 going into the season. Don't know too much about them. I just know that the Ragin' Cajuns always come out and play hard. They always play these big time teams tough. They're laying at about 11.5.
Yeah, 11.5 too. That's a 12 start too. Yeah, Lafayette, Iowa State. This is going to be a good year for Iowa State, a big year. I'd lay the wood there.
All right.
I wouldn't worry about that one.
Okay, now another one. Now the next one, I know you won't have any problem picking against this team. I'm going to lay the wood. I am going to lay the wood in this game. I know you hate the Dukies on a regular basis, and I think Notre Dame laying 20 as long as it doesn't go up to that over 3 touchdown deal by the time we play it. I think I like Notre Dame just come out. I think this early season with this probably like limited practices and all that stuff, you just got to take the team with the more talent. You know what I mean? And just assume they're gonna roll.
This is a big year for that quarterback. I have no problem taking the 20 points. But I did say that Carolina game was the only noon game. That is not the case. I would probably stay away from that, especially I do like the Iowa State game. I laid at 11.5, no problem. I do like Notre Dame too, minus the 20. They should cover that by 3 scores. They got to do something. I mean, this is a chance for them to kind of start the season off right. If they don't make noise, big noise in the ACC, it's going to be some serious egg on their face. So.
Right. The worst thing that could happen to Notre Dame is walk out on the field Saturday and win 21-17.
Right.
Or 14-13.
Right.
One of those Notre Dame games that screws you over in the point spread. We've been notorious for years, and Notre Dame doing this
my entire life, fucking 30 years.
Yeah, right. So, in fact, so much so that we say we got Notre Dame occasionally.
Yeah, exactly right. It's got its own verb.
Who's that quarterback in Minnesota? We get
Kirk Cousins. Yeah,
we get Cousin. We get Cousin too.
And we used to get Cutlered.
Cutler. We used to get Cutler too. Right. Notre Dame is definitely one of those teams that does it to us on a basis. But I actually like Notre Dame in this one to come out strong. Their players will make plays around the field. No disrespect to Duke. I've kind of been on Duke a little bit the last few years as at least not a doormat as they were once upon a time.
Here it comes. Wager Makers Express live from the Wager Makers
NFL
East Coast.
Wager Makers Express this week.
Live from the Wager Makers East Coast studio.
All right. So and then we got a game I don't know anything about, Missouri State. I should have asked Bohannon about this one and see what the chickens think about this one. Right. But against Oklahoma, and they're laying a gazillion points, 40.5. That's something I would not play unless I had to do something.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they got that kid Rattler, I think, is a new quarterback for Oklahoma. He's obviously going to get extensive playing trying to figure him in there, but I'd stay away from that one too. That's who knows. Doesn't matter one way or the other for either team, really. I don't even see that one on my list here, actually.
Okay. Clemson, and here's an ACC battle. Clemson and Wake Forest. Wake Forest is a formidable team. Certainly no Clemson category and stuff like that, but Clemson's laying 33 too.
Yeah, I mean that's a fucking number too. I mean that quarterback for for Wake transferred to Georgia. He was a graduate senior, and then he opted out. So he's out anyways. He's going to concentrate on the NFL. 33 here. I don't know. I'm going to stay away from this one. It is a 7:30 at night game. I think there's some other games on at that time. I know the Miami game is on. I do like that one. Gun to my head, I would lay to 33 though. But I would not. I probably won't be playing that one.
Oh, yeah. I guess there is other games. I had it on a little bit different of I think Thursday night is Miami.
Oh, okay? I'm sorry. September 10th. Correct.
Right. Yeah, I missed a couple games here. UAB and Miami, the Hurricanes.
I like the minus the 14. This is Thursday night. I'll put something on this. Small, definitely a entertainment type wager. I do like Miami. They got that kid De'Aaron King, who's from Houston, the new quarterback, and I'm rooting for Miami. I guess I'm a closet Miami fan from back in the day. I do like the coach. They do have talent. I see them. They have always grabbed these recruits. That's a recruiting hotbed down there. So I think they could beat UAB, who I didn't even have football a couple years ago. But I do think this is UAB's second game, which is always helps. But I would like Miami minus the 14.
Right. There's a couple up, man. I missed a couple games here. They got Georgia Tech.
I got a list too. Yeah, Georgia Tech and Florida State.
Yeah, well, you call out whatever one's float your
next
boat
one
here.
I got here is another two. That one, so then we covered the noon game on Saturday. That's the Syracuse in North Carolina. We're probably going to pass that one. Charlotte against Appalachian State. Appalachian State minus 17. I would pass too. Gun to my head, I would take Appy State. That's like the biggest. They're the best of that division. Right. They always play one of these teams real tough. They beat Michigan and they beat somebody else a couple times. Yep. Next game, 2:30 is Georgia Tech at Florida State. I don't know what to think of Florida State. They do have that new coach from where I don't even know where he's from. I don't know. They got to be talented. Again, this one is that's a wait and see for me. And Georgia Tech I'm assuming is down too because they're getting 12 points from Florida State. I got to say pass on that one too. 10 o'clock that night, Coastal Carolina and Kansas. That's the Mad Hatter. Les Miles. I actually like Kansas. I wouldn't mind laying 7 here in this game. I think that's a winner. I'll do that late night. Next one on the list here is 8 o'clock, Western Kentucky at Louisville. 11.5. The Hilltoppers kind of always play tough, but they're not good. I think Louisville kind of gets that. I would lay it 11.5 with Louisville there. We covered 7:30 Clemson and Wake Forest, 2:30 in the afternoon, same day, Notre Dame and Duke. Army's playing at 1:30 against UL Monroe, another Louisiana team. Army scored, 45 or 40-something points?
Old.
It's very, obviously, we talked about this, very easy to root for the service academies. Laying 19. I don't know. I would. Sheesh, that's fucking Army laying 19. I'll lay off that one because I do like the Iowa State game. I really like that one minus 11.5. That's noon on Saturday. That will cover my early action. And then the big one, I think, Texas is laying 43. I thought it was a 23. 43 at UTEP at home. That's what Erlinger's going to be throwing the ball left and right. Texas is on the upswing too. I'd stay away. And then the other one, early game too, Louisiana Tech, La Tech at Baylor, 18.5. If you had to, I might take 18.5.
I take some Louisiana boys. They're those directional Louisiana schools. They play hard.
They fight hard. They do, and they're tough too. So I think they'll be in it. Baylor, what's his name? The coach just left, so he's with the Carolina Panthers. Matt Rules. You know what? Maybe a backdoor cover there. If you had to, I'd take the points. And then lastly, I got Tulane on here, Smitt. That's my new favorite team. Lexi may be going to Tulane.
That would be
minus awesome. 8. Yeah, that'd be great. -8, 7:30 that night on the road at South Alabama. I'm going to go with Tulane. I'll lay the wood there. I'll lay it. Just a touch. One score. So.
Right. Why not? But the only drawback to that is, like you mentioned before, I think South Alabama, this is game 2 for them.
Game 2, and that's big.
That's always a big deal. But Tulane, definitely up and comer. They played better the last couple of years, made a bowl game last year. Just on the come a little bit. So looking at, I got the Hurricanes on that night game. We like Ohio. We like Iowa State and Notre Dame.
Yes, that Iowa State is the biggest play on there for me. And then I like Notre Dame, and then I also do like Miami on Thursday night.
And Kansas.
I do like Kansas later that night too, and I think that probably covers us from noon to. Yep.
Dude, that cool. Covers us. That'll get us five games.
Right. That covers us noon till 12 to 12 Saturday. Plus, there's going to be NBA action, hockey, and MLB. So we're going to have stuff.
You're going to have stuff to bet on. No doubt.
Right. And we will be putting our stuff on Sports Watch Monitor starting this week. Thursday. Right.
So so let's without going too much further down the road. I know people want to see what this Chick Picks thing is going to look like. This is a new thing for us. Thanks to the Bohannon Farms chickens. Hopefully I get some eggs.
That's right. I need some eggs.
Right. So, you ever had eggs from like regular eggs from chickens like that, man? It's so the yolk is like orange, bright orange.
It's like a pumpkin. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see. We're going to see how, so we're not going to be able to hear this too good if you're just listening, but we're going to show it on the,
that's why you got to subscribe to YouTube.
Right. On our YouTube page, you can watch this. And I'll also put the Chick Picks every week on our social media and stuff like that too. So you can take a look at it. So, all right, we'll pick first, and then I'll say, okay, we're gonna see what the chickens did, and then we'll match them up. All right. So, the first game Thursday night, Webb. I'm gonna let you take these because I think from now on I'm gonna have Bohannon give me like a secret envelope with the picks in it. I already saw the video. So from now on I'm gonna have him do a secret envelope. So I'm gonna have you. You're gonna be primarily by yourself on this Chick Picks this time.
I can handle it.
All right. Thursday night, you got the Chiefs laying 9 you got for the Texans. And by the way, the chickens, they know the point spreads. The chickens, they know this is with the point spread.
All right. This is a very tough game. I'm not big on the Texans. I think the coach sucks, but I do love Deshaun Watson. They lost the guy. I'm going to lay the 9 points. I'm going to lay the 9 against my better B. I just don't think Houston can stop them. There's going to be a Super Bowl hangover, but not against this fucking Texans defense.
All right, so Webb is laying
9.
Webb is laying the 9. All right. And okay, the next one is going to be the game of the week. The Tampa Bay goes to New Orleans, and with the Saints, what do you got the Saints at, about 3.5?
Hold on. That's 4:00, right?
Yeah. Afternoon Sunday.
Got it. 3.5. Saints are 3.5 against the Bucks. I'm going to take the Bucks plus 3.5 points.
Okay, Tampa. Actually, I like the Bucks too, and you guys know how I feel about the Saints. I don't understand why they're a favorite. I think Tampa Bay was a good team last year already. They had all the parts except for a quarterback that even Jameis Winston was okay. He just threw 30 damn interceptions.
Dude, they were behind the 8 ball. He was throwing 3 picks a game, and they still were good. And I think their defense is vastly underrated. Their secondary may need some help, but what's this dude, Shaquille Griffin?
Two of the best wide receivers in the NFL, in Evans and Goodwin. Good defense they have. And I mean, this team, they drafted an offensive tackle in the first round to protect Brady. And now you got Leonard Fournette thrown in the mix, which even if he's a head case somewhere else, when you play with Tom Brady, you usually straighten your shit out.
Right, you'll find out real quick. If not, they'll be out the road. And then you see what Godwin was saying, how Tom Brady is like the best teammate he's ever had. It's crazy how hard he works, blah, blah, blah. So I'm sure that's rubbing off. So Fournette's either going to get with the program or be gone.
Right. Not only that, but we've talked about how much we like Bruce Arians as a coach. Right,
correct.
And now he's got a quarterback with all the anything you can need. Great. Yep. I mean, this team's going to be really good. I'm hesitant a little bit with the way everybody jumped on the Cleveland Browns last year was like the darling pick for everybody going into the season. But Baker Mayfield and Tom Brady and Odell Beckham and these guys are very different situations. So I think Tampa Bay is going to be really good. So I don't know who will win this game. I think it's important for the NFL teams to have an established program this year with the lack of training and all that stuff. But when you got Tom Brady, he can come out there.
He's running shit the whole time. There's no COVID for Tom Brady.
Right.
So he's not getting sick.
Right.
Come on now.
Giselle's not. Do you expect me to get the COVID? All right. So that's two games. Now the next one is your team, Webb. We got the Cowboys laying 3 to the Rams, opening up their new stadium there in Los Angeles. Hard Knocks. Beautiful stadium. Hey, what do you think about this one?
I'm torn on this one, too. The Cowboys have a couple of, obviously, Travis Frederick, the center, retired for that Jillian's Bars syndrome, and also the right tackle. La'el Collins is out for this game for this first 3 weeks. He's on the IR. I've gone back and forth. I'm just afraid of, what's his name? Donald.
Yeah, Aaron Donald.
Wrecking the entire game just put a new center in there and stuff. Man, I don't think the Rams are that good though. I'll take the Cowboys minus.
Got to go Cowboys, bro. It's your team. It's opening night. What are you gonna do? Bet again? What are you gonna take against your team? Come on. All right. So next, then we got that first game of the season. We got the 2 Monday night games. Steelers and Giants and the Titans and Broncos. So the Steelers are laying some points to the Giants.
You're probably not going to like this. I'm all over the Steelers here. The Giants are not. They're going to move the ball. They're not going to score. They have one fucking player on the team. Barkley is a good player. First-year head coach Jason Garrett's going to provide no help. The guy went to Princeton. He still can't figure out a 2-minute drill. 8 years later, whatever it is. The defense is horrendous. Their right tackle was the guy that the Cowboys cut, that dude Fleming. I don't Steeler. Big Ben is back. I don't know what weapons they have either, but that Steelers defense is for real. Steelers covered at 6, and that's a kind of an easy one.
All right. So we got the Steelers on the road, but road really doesn't mean anything this year. We'll be looking for trends, see if that matters. Also see if the over-unders, anything starts trending out with lack of. I think defenses will have a tendency to be ahead of the game here with lack of practice, but there will be bad tackling, and there will be pass interference calls, and there will be blown coverages in the first week of the season, completely blown, where the dude's just running down the
and
field.
you see some guys grabbing too, some holding.
Right.
And the guy
so those things are going to be happening. So I was going to say defenses are ahead of the game here, but there will be plays like that too, where just dudes break a couple tackles, or just a wide receivers just running down the field when a blown coverage. So going on to the late game, we got Drew Lock and the Broncos at home taking on the Titans, who really made a nice run in the playoffs last year with their beast of a running back Henry.
Yeah, Derrick Henry. I'm a fan. I'm still not sold on Tannehill. They just signed Clowney, right? I don't know if he'll be ready to play. Drew Lock from center. I don't know if I'm sold on that one either. I'm going to take the home team plus the 2.5 on this one. This is the one I'd be all over this if this was a crowd. But week 1, up in that altitude, I think the I'm going to take the Broncos plus a couple points there.
Is that what the line is?
2.5.
Plus a couple. All right.
I would love 3, but I got
That's
2.5
a lot different,
here.
I think, than what they had on ESPN here a second ago. But we let's see. Not that ESPN matters, but
I got Denver plus 2.5 and 41.
Oh, yeah, right. On this, it has 1.5, but that's fine. All right. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna for those that are on the YouTube channel. In a second here, you're gonna see the chick picks. For those that are just seeing, listening to it on the Spotify or however you listen to the podcast, I'll come back right here in 1 second, and we'll tell you what the chick pick.
You hear some clucking. What do we do if we pick the same as us?
Well, it'll just be that. You know what I mean? But yeah. I can tell you, we have enough difference in the first week that it's gonna be fine. Okay.
Fair enough.
Hey, wager makers, the picks are in. I got all 4 picks and a pick of the week. I can't wait to beat you guys' butt and take all your money. And guess what? Then all your fans are coming to see me. The chicken wager makers.
Oh, we got the Giants. We got a Giants winner. Oh, Texas. Oh, the Saints.
Oh, one more, girls. Who's it gonna be?
Got the Giants. Cowboys or the Giants? Oh.
Angels are Sim pick.
Oh. We got one more. And we got LA. The chickens, the choices are in. Denver Broncos, Tennessee Titans. Who will they pick? Drew Lock and the Denver Broncos are the favorites.
All right, so we're back. We hope you enjoyed the chick picks. This is just to go over this with everybody, and for those that are just listening. Okay, so the chicks picked the Texans,
chickens, the poultry.
Yeah, well, you can call them chicks if they're chickens. I hope it does raise a whole storm and say, look, they're chickens. I'm not saying chicks. I'm hoping it does cause a storm.
Right. Let's get some any publicity is good.
Right.
Is good
calling them the chick picks so a bunch of people can raise hell. I'm like, no, it's chickens. I'm not calling it the women's picks.
Right. It's no misogyny.
They're actual chickens.
Right.
All right. So the chick picks. If you feel more comfortable, I'll say chickens. The chickens picks. Right. They took for the Thursday night game. They have the Texans plus the points.
All right.
That's going to be a difference right there. On the Sunday afternoon game, the chickens took, and if you're on YouTube, you saw this already. The chickens took the Saints laying the 3.5. So that's a difference right there. That's another difference. They also took against your Cowboys, Webb. The Rams.
3 differences.
All right. And they took the Giants as well.
All right. So
at home on Monday night,
on 4.
Giants. And then the only one that we had the same was the chicks picked the Broncos.
All right. So we're 1-1 each. So each got 1 in our pocket there.
Right,
so
right. So I hope you all enjoyed that. We're gonna have a lot of fun this football season. We're gonna do remember we've had fortune tellers on here. Now we got the chick picks every week. I'm gonna try and get some celebrities on here. Talk some football with us or talk whatever the hell, shoot the shit. So we'll be doing a lot of fun stuff this football season. So let's try and tell some friends, share the shit, do whatever you can. Subscribe, hit the bell, all that good stuff.
Get everybody in on the suicide and on the straight bet, on the straight pool.
Win some money. Get on the Thrive.
Right.
Get on our pools. Do it. All right. So let's just go, Webb. Have you looked at some of the we'll go back to the other NFL games here in a sec. Have you looked at any of the win totals for these NFL teams? We got a bunch of
I did. I have let me pull them up here.
Just get your ideas about some things.
Sure. You want to go? Want to start?
Yeah, we'll just start from the top.
Hold on. What are we doing? Win totals?
Yeah, win totals. Like I got the Texans at 7.5, Kansas City at 11.5. We can just go right down the list real quick, and then we'll talk about the other games this weekend. Who we like? There's some games.
All right. So who's the first? Texans? Is that what you said?
Texans, right.
7.5 over -120. Laying at 20 cents. Who's in that division now? Let me see. Jacksonville sucks. That's 2 wins, right? And then we got Tennessee and Colts.
Yeah.
I fucking hate Bill O'Brien. I got him losing game 1. I'm going under.
Under. I can't imagine Deshaun Watson, if he stays healthy, winning not 8 games. I just can't.
They don't have Hopkins, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, who's on defense? The only guy on defense is
Watt.
Yeah, and he's always hurt.
Yeah, he's the last couple of years he hasn't been available as much as he should be.
Right.
Is what it is. Kansas City's at 11.5.
I'm gonna go under just on Lightning not striking twice.
To get to 12, everything has to I think they're good enough to win 12 games. I think they're good enough to win 16 games.
Right.
I think, but to get to 12 wins, Mahomes, look, he missed a few games last year. That could happen again.
Right.
Everything's got to go right to win 12 games. Everything's got to go right.
I'm on the under there. I think that's odds. You're getting money. You're getting 5 cents. Under 11.5 plus 105. Over, it's got some juice on over 11.5 minus 135. That's pretty high. I would go under just based off of how hard it is to have everything fall right again.
They got Arizona. Arizona is kind of a team where everybody's acting like I get it. They got the Kyler Murray. They did pick up Hopkins from Houston. And so everybody's they're kind of like the hot pick of a team that's really going to turn the page here. I don't know if I'm ready to commit to that offensive court. Their head coach that they have. They did make some strides last year. Murray was a good player. Good player. I don't know if I'm ready to say that they're ready to win, to be above 500 and really be in playoff contention, but we'll see what happens.
I got here over 7.5 minus 120. I would not bet the over. This one to me doesn't really get me either way. I think that's right about 7 games. Makes some sense. I had under for them last year, which came in down to the last game. I think it was under 6 or 5.5, whatever. I think I won it on the last week. I think they'll win. I would go under on that one.
All right. Falcons at 7.5 as well.
Over 7.5 minus 125 here. Tough one again. Another division that's tough. I'm not sure what's going to happen with Carolina. That is probably some type of rebuild. 7.5. You got to play Brady twice and Breeze twice. You know what? I would go. I just think they're talented. Their coach sucks though too. I'd go over that, but not. I mean, 8 wins to me isn't a big deal. So 8. I think they could probably get to 8 wins.
Right. It seems like almost everybody is 7-9 or 9-7 at the end of these NFL seasons, no matter what. So, the Ravens. This number seems pretty high, and I like the Ravens, but they play in a tough division. 11.5 for the Ravens.
Yeah, and that's a little you're getting 10 cents, 11.5 plus 110. Tough division. This is the team to me that everyone's got this team written in the Super Bowl already. I want to see what Lamar Jackson does this year. I'm not taking anything away from him, but we've seen similar seasons. RG3 comes to mind for me. 11.5 is tough. I do think the Browns are going to be better. They couldn't be worse. I think that was kind of humbling for a number of people in that locker room. Myles Garrett will be back. I think he is legit player. I do like Denzel Ward. They drafted last year, the corner. They do have some talent. And then Pittsburgh is going to be back in a pretty big way. Again, 11.5 is a number. There's certainly nothing wrong with 11 wins. I'm going to go under 11.5.
Yeah, I'm going a big under in this one. I know you don't like the Harbaughs. I like John Harbaugh. I don't like Jim.
Hate him.
Jim's like the punk ass little younger brother that you have out there. But I kind of like John Harbaugh, and I liked what they did with Lamar Jackson last year. But man, the way he got shut down in that playoff game was kind of a wake up call. So you got to wonder, did the NFL did they finally figure something out here, or and certainly even if they didn't at that point, certainly the blueprint is now out there of what to do against this guy, and so I'm looking forward to see what he's going to do this year. But 11.5 again. 11.5 means a lot of things have to go right for you.
Yeah, if he blows through, 13-3 or 14. I mean, one of these teams is going to have 13 wins, but if he does that's they're really doing something right, and everything's falling. They really got it figured out. So I'm just saying that's the moon and the stars have to align, like we said. So I'm just, and it's 140 too on the under, which is that's the biggest juice we've seen. But I would go under there.
Right. And then we got the Bills at 9. Bills had a good year this year. AFC, East should be pretty wide open. For the first time ever. But we'll see what happens. By the way, I took Cam Newton as my quarterback. We'll see how that works out in the fantasy football world. Took him late, but I got Cam. So what do you think about the Bills? You think they can repeat and make a playoff run like they did last year?
I do. I think they'll be better. I think the kid will learn from that debacle of a game he had. They got punched in the mouth. He didn't react well. I do think I have more faith in him than that. I love that corner, the kid from LSU, I think, Tre'Davious White, I think the name is. They do have players. They brought in the receiver, Stephon Diggs. You got to get to 10 here. Someone in that division is going to win 9, so I think they definitely get to 9, so we're talking about another win. I think the Jets are going to be bad again. Adam Gase is horrible. The Dolphins will be better, but not that good. And obviously, New England's going to be worse. Just even based off of everyone who opted out, it's going to take a lot. They're going to do that shit with bubble gum and rubber bands. So I think getting to 10 wins here, and I'm not saying it's going to be more than 10, but I think they get there. So I'd go over 9 minus 125. I feel pretty good about that one.
I like that. Allen kid. He's a better athlete than people give him credit for. He can use his legs a little bit. Big, strong kid. And like you say, the addition of Stephon Diggs and that defense is just. Right, the defense is good, and it's. I mean, even if we had some fans there, I would be easier on it. But it's going to be fucking cold up there either way. They got that good young running back that should be toting the rock completely this year. He kind of shared time last year, but I think he's going to get more.
And he was hurt a little bit too, that kid last year.
So and then we move on. We got the Panthers. I think this is the lowest one. Is 5.5 for the Panthers.
That can't be. There's no way. I guarantee you, Jacksonville's got to be lower. 5.5 for the Panthers.
You're right.
It's a tough division. I don't know what to expect from Matt Rule. I do like Teddy Ballgame, but they did lose. Kuechly is gone, right? I don't know. I mean, I don't want to punt on this one, but
you can always punt. We don't have to pick one in every time.
Well, I tell you what, I'm not going to go over 5.5 at minus 140. So the odds will sway me on this. I'd go under 5.5 plus 110. I'm happy with that. I would take that.
All right, moving on. We got the Bears. We can zip through. If you can go down, we can look at some of the teams that we like, and then if anything stands out for you, we can do that.
Bears under 8, no doubt. Under 8 minus 155. They named Trubisky the quarterback. Matt Nagy's clueless.
How can that be?
Clueless. Fairly easy. You can see there's big juice on the under 8. That's a tough division. I think Detroit's going to be improved. Minnesota, that was a great trade they had with Yannick Indoctrine or whatever his name is. I'm a big Zimmer fan, so I like that. I'll take the under. Bengals are next. That's what you got?
Yep.
Easy. Under 5.5 all day long. I don't know why it's plus odds. This is a no-brainer. There's no way they're winning more than 5 games. This is pound this now.
Joe Big Balls Burrow's gonna be up there.
He ain't winning 5 games. Not. I'm all over this. As soon as we hang up, I'm punching this one in big time. That's an easy one.
All right, now you're Baker Mayfield. You're fighting Baker Mayfield's coming up.
This is tough. 8.5. Again, I do expect them to be better. I don't know. I think this is another first-year head coach that will limit them. I think they'll be more disciplined. They're going to be more buttoned up and less assholes. If you get what I'm saying here, I do think it will help them. They do have talent. 8.5 minus 120 on the over. Shit, I don't know, man. I would pass on this one. I would lean towards the over. Get to 9.
All right. And now your boys, Webb. What are they going to do?
10 wins here is spot on. Under minus 120. Over 10 minus 110. I would go. This is tough. I got a punt on this one. I think 10's the number. I'm down on Philly. I think the other two. I think Washington will be a little bit better, and the Giants are horrible. I would, if I had to, I'd go over, but that's tough. 11 games, like we said, is a
right
is a
on
hell
the
of a
number.
season.
That's a punt. That's a punt.
11 wins is a great season. So
yep. Broncos 7.5. New quarterback.
Yeah, Drew Lock, right? Same coach. I don't know about this one. 7.5 minus 135. I think they can get to 8 wins. I'm leaning over here.
All right. You've been talking about the Lions a little bit. You kind of high on the Lions this year. They're at 7.
Not high, just not. I think a lot of shit went wrong for them last year. I do like their draft pick, Agda. I don't know. I'm not sure what they're doing. I think Patricia's a decent coach. I'm not the biggest Matt Stafford fan, but I'm not looking for him to win the Super Bowl here. 7, I think, is right on the number. Over 7 minus 140 to me that would sway me. I would take under 7 plus the 110, just based off that 40 cents juice on the over. I don't think they're going to win. 8, maybe 8. Again, tough division.
Packers.
Over 9 plus 110, under 9 minus 140. Tough too. I think that's right on the number. I would go. You know what? I'm going to go under this one. I'm going to go under.
I like the under too.
I'm waiting for them. It's one of these years. It's going to implode. They had a great year last year. Yeah. They really didn't do much, I think, to help themselves.
No, they picked a quarterback in the first round. Aaron Rodgers wasn't happy about that, and he's already to me proven he can be a head case.
Right, he's prickly, but he carried that. I mean, they had 13 wins last year, and that's 13 wins
right.
because of fucking him. But I just think, again, for that to happen again, a lot of shit has to happen right. And I do have the Lions winning a couple more games. I do like the Vikings, and the Bears aren't horrendous. So I'll go under just because it's about time.
And then the next one's one I don't really understand, because I think Phillip Rivers is getting a lot of credit here with going to the Colts. I mean, maybe people think the only thing Colts needed was a legit quarterback. But no, any man that don't take no quarterback sneak is no friend of mine. That's
I can't agree more. But you're giving them 2 wins with the Jacksonville team. So right there, that total is really it's 8.5, because that's an extra win. And that's a big half point though for them to get to 10. Shit. And then we're looking at who. And you know what? I'm gonna have to go over here, because I don't think I'm down on Houston, and I'm way down on Jacksonville. So I'm gonna go over.
All right. I would like the under in that one, but that's me. Jaguars
9.5 minus 125.
You don't think the Jaguars can get five wins somehow with Dirk Diggler, Gardner Minshew out there?
Way under. They don't want to win a game. All
right, let's move on to the Raiders.
Those are 2 big ones, that and the Bengals.
All right.
Book them.
It's the NFL, man. Everybody wins 6 games. Go ahead. Raiders, 7.5.
7.5. Shit. I am a Derek Carr fan. I don't know what Gruden's doing bringing in Mariota. They seem to be dysfunctional. They lost that receiver who's real good. I'm not sure what they're doing on defense. They were kind of pretenders last year.
Their running back is good. They got Jacobs.
Oh, yes. Yeah, Taylor Jacobs. Yeah. Josh Jacobs, Taylor Jacobs. I'm going to go under 7.5 minus 120, just based on the difficulty of the division.
All right. And then we got the Chargers.
Same deal. Over 7.5 minus 135. I like Tyrod, but what's his name is out Tyrod for the year, right? Derwin James is out, correct? Yes. Seems like every year we say this is the year the Chargers are going to be good. I'm not buying it. I'm going under 7.5 plus. Again, they're going to beat those 3 bottom level teams. They're going to kind of gobble themselves up. The Chargers, Raiders, and Broncos. So,
all right, then we move on to the Rams. You already said they're going to start out with an 0-1. So
yeah, under 8.5 minus 140 is a winner for me. They're not going to win. They're not going to do that. The Gurley's out. The bloom is off the rose up there. They tried it. They went for it. They got there. I give them kudos for that home run swing. They got to the Super Bowl, just didn't win it. They're paying for that now. Goff they're going to be sucking wind on that contract, if not this year, damn soon. Aaron Donald could be the best player in the league. They do have that other cornerback that they got from Jacksonville.
Yeah,
he's good. They do Cooper Kupp, right? Is the guy. They do have a couple good receivers.
Woods and Kupp, but they lost. They had the little guy that played for the Saints for a few years.
Brooks or Cooks, yeah. And their offensive line is real beat up too. I'm going the under, and that's that's just out of respect to those 2 defensive players that I'm even thinking about it.
Dolphins at 6. To me, they really bounced back after a rough start last year.
They impressed me. I was really impressed with the coach. But I'm not sure how they're going to view this season. They did spend a lot of money. Fitzpatrick is just right up there with Jameis. He's as apt to throw it to the other team as he is to throw you a touchdown pass. I don't know that he's going to be starting come, end of Thanksgiving time. Over -130, under 6 even. I would go under 6 even. Just think they'd get to 6, and that's an improvement for them. I think they won 6 last year, so I think that even they're going to be improved, even if their win-loss doesn't show it. I think next year will be the year that they make that jump, depending on how Tua does.
All right, we got the Vikings.
9. That's another one that's right on the number there. I guess I got to go over here because I don't have anybody really winning the division here. Over 9 -110, I would go with, but it's right there.
All right, just a little update, and just so you know, they made it to the end of the first period, 0-0 in the hockey. So we had that.
That's a loser.
Right, right. All right,
lost that first period.
Right. Patriots at 9.
Under 9 -130, way easy.
Not even about the Tom Brady thing, but just about so many dudes not, so many guys.
You
not
can
playing.
only do so much with the talent he's got there. There's no one. They lost Smitt. I mean, everybody on the defense. Cam has got to stay healthy, first of all. They got no tight ends. There's a lot of things to happen for them to get to 10 wins. Again, I think that's an over. That's under. That's fairly easy.
All right. Last year, I got burned on this play. I kind of said, man, the Saints made so many runs. Eventually, they're going to. You just same deal. Things got to go right to get to 11 wins. And I still feel that way. And it's just one more year in of them getting to 12 or 13 or whatever. The Saints are at 10.5.
I'm with you on your logic completely. If Drew Brees gets hurt again, they're not going to do that. I think there's a lot of perfect things. I do think they're good, obviously, but no fans hurts them as well. That's a tough division. Like I said, I do have the Falcons going over, I think I said, and I do have the Brady's going over. So I'm going to go under here. But again, the 10 wins is no.
Right.
That's
how I looked at it. You go 10-6,
season.
you still have a good season.
Right.
And just for everything to get to 11, everything's got to go right. But I'm going to be under on those guys again, too. They just Breeze is one more year in. Obviously, Jameis Winston is there. If they maybe he'll learn something from being in that quarterback room. If he's called in, but I don't think he's going to go 7-0 or 5-0 like Bridgewater.
Right, that's not going to happen. Yep.
So now all those guys out there up in New Jersey, New York, that say we never talk about the Giants and the Jets, both of these guys have 6 as their over/under. Webb.
They're neither. I'll tell you this: neither one of them's winning more than 6. So, I'll tell you that right now. So I'm going under on both. Under 6 -105 with the Giants. Under 6 even with the Jets. I am a Darnold fan. I'm on record of saying that, but they do have a couple guys opt out. I'm not sure. Their defense was good. They got rid of Jamal Adams, and someone else got hurt, or so I think a linebacker got hurt as well. Yeah. I do like what they did with the receiver and the offensive lineman. I think this is another one of those. I think they'll be better, but I'm not sure it's going to work out to wins and losses. Like I said, I don't see them winning more than 6, so I'm going under.
Wow, so a couple 5-11 seasons for the Jets and for the gang up there in the Northeast at this point.
I told you, the Giants got nobody. They just got rid of the first-round pick, that cornerback who got arrested. He's out. They got shit all over the offensive line. They had some other dude get hurt. Barkley's a baller. Dickie Dimes is going to turn the ball over another 20 times. Garrett's going to get him going between the 20s. Get ready for a bunch of field goals, New York Giant fans. And I don't think they do have talent. The tight end is good, and one of those receivers are okay. But the defense sucks. So they ain't winning more than 6, not in that division.
All right, so moving on. You're one of your favorite teams, Webb. I know how much you like the Philadelphia teams. The Eagles are laying there at 9.5.
Yeah, this is a tough one, too. This is obviously the Cowboys' main competition here. 9.5 is a number. They're going to have to prove it to me here. There's a lot of stuff. I heard some stuff on the radio today that there's more rumblings in the locker room with Wentz and what's his name, Alshon Jeffries wanted out because they were going to trade him or something. I'm going to go under the 9.5, and to beat me, they're going to have to get to 10, which we've said ad nauseum is a good season. So I'm going to make them prove it to me here.
Yeah, and about the quarterback situation, they just signed McCown, kind of their practice squad, the old dude. He's
41 years old.
Back up forever.
He doesn't even have to show up.
It just kind of shows you that Jalen Hurts isn't quite ready to be that guy, but they also don't believe that Carson Wentz can make it through a whole season at this point.
And they're cutting Sidney Jones. Their cornerback was a second-round pick, I think, 2 years ago. They cut him. They did sign Darius Slay or trade for him. They did, they do have players. They do have names. I just, again, like I said, they're going to have to prove it to me. And I don't know that they have it in them. So I'm going to go under there.
All right. So then moving on to Steelers at 9.5.
Let me go back. The funniest thing is that dude McNown he's going to live in like where he lives in Texas. He doesn't have to show up. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't have to plum practice. Nothing. That's crazy.
I mean, I saw something about that, but I didn't even pay attention to it. And I was
How
like,
great is that?
That can't. I must have misheard that or something.
How great is that? Greatest job in the world.
He makes something 12,000 a week or something being on the practice squad.
Right. Just sit there.
All right. So moving on, we got the Steelers, Webb. 9.5.
I don't know if I got anybody going that either. I think I'm big on the Steelers. I like their defense. I think Roethlisberger, I'm not a fan of his personally, but they do seem to win games. I'm not the biggest fan of the coach either, but again, he just seems to win games and make playoffs. So based on that, I'm going to just go over. And then also the hype against Lamar Jackson, and I do think that Cincinnati's going to struggle. So I would go over here. I got to pick someone to go over in the division.
And then Niners had a great season last year. Was it a flash in the pan, or are they that good to get? They got 10.5 as their number.
Under 10.5 minus 145 is my bet here, just based off of the division. I think it's going to be a little bit better. And again, that's exactly right. It's not going to. It's got to happen twice in a row. It's another team that's going to have to prove it to me. And again, they could still get to 10 wins, and I win this bet. So.
And their quarterback is still Garoppolo, which
Correct.
is still like, well, we'll see what happens. Seahawks 9.5.
Now this isn't in the same division, and I don't think I picked anyone to go over in this division. I don't know what. I'm a big fan of the quarterback and the coach here, Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson. I don't know what they're doing. They kind of do it with mirrors every year. They don't really have a running back that we know so much.
Always find a way. They always
receiver. The defense is good. Shit, man, 9.5. Who else is in it? We got. I'm gonna have to go over just based off. I'm gonna take someone to go over here.
All right, and then plus, I mean, you got to think they're gonna be able to beat split at least the Rams. The Cardinals,
right, and San Francisco, so that they'll at least split there. So that's some, and then they'll win some other games, the games that they should.
So then we talked a lot about what we think about the Bucks, Tom Brady, and they're at 9.5.
This is easy over, 9.5 minus 140.
I have drank the Tampa Bay Kool-Aid, Webb. Officially, I am drinking the Tampa Bay Kool-Aid. I didn't drink the Cleveland Browns Kool-Aid. You drank that last year.
Yeah, I did.
Orange Kool-Aid, by the way. Then if you ever needed to know, that was what it was in the Super Bowl.
And I was on the Falcons bandwagon too, and they fucked me hard too. But I do like the Buccaneers here. Just again, 10 wins is a win. I think they can do that. Almost based off savvy. We get to 10-6. So over minus 140.
The Titans, Webb, are at 9.
Yeah, this is a difficult one here too. It's the division. I'm gonna. I got them losing that first game too, but Jacksonville, they're going to beat them twice. So this is really 8, I'm thinking. So I'm going to go over 9 plus 105 because on the other side is minus 135. So I'm thinking they'll get to the 9.
And they play that kind of game where there's not going to be, they don't get big upset. If they're pounding the rock and playing D and not turning the ball over, maybe Tannehill makes a couple plays a game.
Right.
They're in every game. They're in every game for sure.
And they were in some big games last year that will help them in some close games. So
made a real run in the playoffs.
I mean, I don't think, I mean, that surprised all of us. I don't know that they're going to be doing that again, but I think they'll certainly flirt with 10 wins, especially with Jacksonville in that division.
Now the team formerly known as the Washington team.
Right. The Washington football team.
Yeah. At 5, Webb.
Over 5 minus 140. So what did they had the number 2 pick last year? Or is it the 1 pick, right? Or was it?
No, the quarterback right now is the kid from Ohio State.
Yeah, I think they took Chase Young at 2. Right. Number 1 was Burrow, 2 was Young, and 3 was Ogda, I think, for the Lions.
The defensive end from Ohio State.
So 5 wins here. Man.
New coach, Ron Rivera, but he's sick now. I think he's got cancer or something.
He does.
I don't know.
There's all kinds of distractions. They're sending videos around and bunch
all
of
kinds
shit.
of crazy. Talk about chick picks.
Right.
You see what I did there? Chick picks.
I'm going to let this odds sway me here again. It's over 5 minus 140, so I'm going to go under 5 plus 110.
Okay, fair enough. So everybody, that's how we see the NFL teams this year. We can go from there. Webb, let's look at these other couple games, and then also, do you have a couple survivor suggestions for people here for week 1?
I do. Yes, I could go. My first survivor pick is, obviously everyone has their own theory. Do you want to pick the layup, or do you want to kind of save some teams? My theory is I want to win each week, so I would take what I would consider the layup. I think the easiest game on the board is against Jacksonville. So that's what I would certainly do. I would take the Colts. I took them. I'm not sure if I took them in ours. I do like. I think I took the Ravens. I do like the Ravens there. But I think the easiest play is the Colts. Even if, and I'm not even saying that because of what's his name. If he gets hurt, they'll bring in the other kid.
Right.
So I do. I like the Bills. I think they'll win that game against the Jets. I'm torn. I was all over the Eagles, but I'm torn on that one. The other one I really like is the Steelers. Steelers are going to beat the Giants. Yep. So those would be my 3.
The only thing that on a regular basis would keep you away from the Steelers is that they're on the road on a Monday night, but that shit don't matter anymore. They're playing on a practice field. That's what everybody's doing.
It's out of conference. It's out of there's no. So those would be my 3. And then again, if the Eagles don't win that game, that's going to tell you where their season's going. So I do think they get out of there with a W, but so I would go, who did I say? Colts, Ravens, Jets, Steelers, Eagles in that order, something like that. Maybe the third pick would be the Steelers.
Not the Jets. You said the Jets.
Bills against the Jets.
Yeah,
yes.
Okay. Right. Okay. So there you go. There's a few picks. Anybody is a survivor, if you get in our pool or whatever, or that might be something in the Thrive fantasy too about that too. And again, if you get in there, log in. Wager Makers is a promo code. If you have any questions, reach out to us. We'll help you make the picks for it. So, all right. What are the games you see Sunday that you like? We talked about the prime timers and the national televised game. I like the Bills, Webb, at -6.5.
I do like that. I like the Dolphins plus 6.5. Is that 6?
I do too.
Actually, it's funny. I like the Browns. I had it at 8. It's down to 7.5. I think the Ravens win, but an over a touchdown with the Browns. I would like in division week 1. This is a fucked up year. I would take that probably to hedge myself anyways because I think I took the Ravens in our suicide. Carolina and the Raiders, I have no clue. If a gun to my head, I would take under 47.5. And then if I wanted the team, I'd take the Raiders -3. Seattle at Atlanta. Seattle -2. 49 is the total.
That's tough.
Man, I would honestly, that's a tough one. I would take the home team plus but the home team is weird. Again, one
game I do like, Webb. I like the Chargers -3 at Cincinnati. I'm a Tyrod Taylor fan, Webb.
Yeah,
I think he plays hard. He does the right thing. He's a smart player. He's athletic enough to make plays when things break down. He's a leader. He's always this dude's always kind of won football games. I think
I'm a fan.
More expected than he gets.
All right, so what do we do? We punted on we're going to skip the Falcons and the Seahawks. Redskins, Eagles -6 over the Skins. That's another tough one. On paper, I see the Eagles winning that game, but the Redskins defense could be tough. I'm going to stay away.
Definitely ready to go. Wentz is 100%.
Yeah. I'm staying away from that. Next one is Detroit at home against the Bears. I actually like Detroit there. I might bet that one. The Colts, I'm all over them, -8 at Jacksonville. That's going to be a double-digit winner, no doubt. Next one is Green Bay at Minnesota. I would take Minnesota -2.5 there. Excuse me. I do like your Chargers -3 at Cincinnati. Cincinnati's going to struggle to get W's. I do like that one a lot. 4:25 game, Arizona at San Francisco +7. Tough. I would probably take the points there.
Okay, now these are pretty much like put a gun to our head picks, some of these. So let me narrow down some that we got that we think.
Correct.
So we already talked about the primetime games. That's the ones with the chickens. And we we always go with the primetime games. We got the Texans. No, we got the Chiefs, the Bucks, the Cowboys, the Steelers, and the Broncos.
Yes.
And then the Broncos is a double whammy because that's the Chickens picks and our picks.
Right.
So
that's a lock.
Lock of the week right there. Okay. And then we like the Bills.
Right. The Dolphins.
Like the Dolphins. We like the Chargers.
Correct. The Colts.
We like the Colts.
And
I think we had the Browns and the Cards. I don't know if those were like
no, it's definitely not the Cards. The Browns I do like. It's over a touchdown. That's in division. The other one's in Division 2.
I'll take points with the Browns. I'm taking points, Webb. We're taking points.
All right.
I'll take the Browns plus 8.
Yeah, so I like that actually.
That gives us 10 picks.
Yeah, that's more than enough. Yep. And we covered everything.
First week, we taking some points. I like it. So, all right. I think we covered a whole lot of shit here. It's a little long, a little over an hour.
Thanks for staying with us, everybody. A lot of stuff we had to cover, though.
Shout out. What's Nick Throne's company's name? They're throwing in some money on that.
MN3 Technologies.
There you go. MN3 Technologies.
MN3 Technologies. Any of your technical needs, any techie, nerdy type stuff. Nick is a man. He's done many, many things for me over my house, including help me with this podcast setup. He's the best. So anything you need, look up MN Technology. Reach out to us. We can put you in touch with them.
All right. Thank you, Will Burr Investigations over there in Monmouth County, New Jersey. Any investigating needs? You think somebody's frauding you? You think your old lady's running around? Your old man's running around? Something getting out on the street? You need some help with that? They'll help you out. John Groh for the bumper music. Always thank you so much, John Groh. Don't forget, you can check out our picks at sportswatchmonitor.com. Check out all of our stuff. TheWagerMakers@gmail.com is our email address. If you have any questions at all, please let us know. Instagram at The Wager Makers, Twitter at The Wager Makers, Facebook, The Wager Maker Podcast. Also, we have that group, The Wager Makers Talk page. iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, Google Play Music, Podbean, Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, all that stuff.
YouTube.
And Devin's going to tell you what's up.
I said YouTube.
Devin's going to tell you about YouTube right now.
Hey guys, it's Devin. Make sure you subscribe to the Wager Makers podcast on YouTube, like all their videos, and click that bell so that you turn on your post notifications and you never miss another video.
Thank you, Devin. And all right, thank you all for listening. NFL is here. College football is here. Every other thing is in the playoffs. We got sports galore. So we're here. We took a little time off this last week so that we could come in right here with all this NFL information. There was a lot of stuff to cover. If you have any questions at all, please message us or send us an email. Thank you all so much for listening. And Weber, take us out.
Brick by brick, baby. Thank you, Will Burr, Investigations, MN3 Technologies, Thrive Sports, Marty Johnson, all of the above. Everybody, please get in these pools. Money for free. Free money, as Scott Wheatley likes to say.
Chicks for free. We got chicks for free. We got money for nothing and chicks for free.
And then our Smitt's going to get the other pool out as well. And that's it. Thanks for listening. Tell somebody, tell a friend. Brick by brick. Football's here. Lots of winners, man. Time to make some money, Smitt.